Cue the overly dramatic intro. It's the end of week 8, basically. I haven't actually lost any weight this week. Not so much of a surprise seeing how half of the week went. The end of last week I weighed in at 103.2, and the end of this morning I weighed in at 103.1, so that's 0.1 of a loss. And to be honest, I'm surprised at that, because all week I've weighed in at 103.9. I've weighed in at that 4 times this week, and then 104.1 I weighed at that twice. So yeah, been a bit of a weird week. I think it's time I'm needing some calories dropping. I basically put that weight on Monday, and then it's just stayed the same. So it's either going to be a calorie increase this week, or we're going to have to start doing some more cardio. I'm not doing much at the minute, so a little bit more ain't going to hurt me. Coming up, I've got I talk through my supplements that I'm taking at the minute. It's about 3 o'clock now. I'm quite far behind on my food today. Today's my refeed. Normally at this point of the day I'd have maybe 1500 calories left. I've got 2,500. So yeah, I'm going to have to get in the kitchen and get cooking soon. Cooking video wise, I was going to do a new one today. After the disaster of last week's that I didn't end up making, I made one this week for a friend, and it went well, so I'll be getting that up probably next weekend when I've got time. And yeah, I'll just get straight onto my supplementation. Oh yeah, just to cover, even though I've been weighing more this week, I've been looking super full. I've just been looking awesome all week, and my strength has been ridiculous. So I've hit PBs on almost everything. So yeah, swings and roundabouts, isn't it really? Didn't lose any weight, but doing better in the gym. Right guys, it's Sunday morning, about 10:30. I just about to make my second meal of the day, so I just want to run through with you some of the supplements that I take. I've just added a load of new ones in now. Finally had enough money to buy them. So I've been running kind of a minimal amount of supplements, and obviously I've just added these few back in. So I'll tell you at the end what my key ones are that if I haven't got much money that I use. And then obviously all these ones I find are extra on top. So let's get started. First up, we've got a multivitamin. Now my protocol suggests that I use just a normal 1 a day multivitamin. This is a bodybuilding multivitamin. If I can just zoom in here, you'll see they're like up at 2000%, 1500% of your daily recommended allowance. Daily recommended allowance is just the amount you need to stave off disease, so it's not the optimal amount, it is just set as a minimum. This is 6 tablets per day you should be taking. I take a half serving of that at 3. If I do get ill, I go up to the 6 tablets, and I find that that helps me get better. So move on. We've got vitamin D3. This is 2,500 IU. My allowance is, I should be having 3,000 a day. So with a half serving of this, I get the extra 500. I have used green tea extract for a long time. You can use green coffee bean extract. This isn't on my supplement list, but I find it helps with my weight management, especially when I was bulking. I didn't seem to put on as much fat when I was using this. It's basically just 1 tablet a day. It doesn't really cost that much, maybe £8 for 9 months worth, so I just like to keep that in there anyway. And then my last of my tablets, this is just a super strength omega-3. You can use your fish oils or anything. If you look on the back just here, that where it says DHA and EPA, combined together each tablet of these is 500. The actual dosage recommendation for this is 1 tablet a day. I'm looking for 2,000 to 3,000 combined DHA and EPA. So I do take 4 to 6 tablets of this. I normally take 4 because it's quite expensive, so taking 3 I get through this pack in no time. So I just stick with 4 of that. Now basically after I've had them, I just make a big concoction of all my powders. It's a pretty disgusting thing to drink, but I'd rather just get it down in one go. So we'll start off. Creatine. This is just your creatine monohydrate, the cheapest creatine you can get. Basically, creatine, you absorb it into your cells and it pulls nutrients and water into your cells, so it gives them the optimum conditions to grow. Creatine monohydrate, you get 100% saturation, so if you're looking at any others, they either have to be just as good as this or worse, so obviously you can't get better than 100%. I buy the one 50% extra free. I think this is about £16 and it lasts me 3 months. Basically, some people have a loading phase with creatine where you take it for, you take maybe like 6 servings a day for a week, and then just so that your muscles get fully saturated with the creatine. I tend to just take the 1 dose and just slowly build it up, because I never stop taking this. Some people cycle it, where basically cycling is where you might take it for 2 months and then you have a month off to let your body recover. And that's because once your muscles have got so much in it, your body just gets rid of what it doesn't need. So you'd be taking this and just wasting it. But what I find is, because it's so cheap, it doesn't matter that your body wastes it. It might waste a couple of quid of it. So to get the most out of it, I just take it all year round, just 5 grams a day, as simple as that. So I put that in a cup. Next, I move on to my BCAAs. You'll notice all these are from My Protein. Everything there, they're high quality products and they're cheap, so I actually get most of my stuff off there now. This is my BCAAs. Basically, that's branched chain amino acids. There's 21 different amino acids and 9 essential ones. The 9 essential ones are the ones that your body can't produce itself, so you have to get that through your diet, and the other 12 it can produce, so they're not as important to you. They're not as important to you diet wise. So take that. This is going to help with the breakdown of muscle, help stop the breakdown of muscle. Obviously, with me being in a deficit on my calories, we want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. I just talked to you about amino acids in protein. Basically, you've got complete proteins, chicken, eggs, because they have all the 9 essential amino acids, and then you've got meats such as pork, which only have maybe 2 or 3 amino acids. And so if you are having pork, you need to be making sure you are getting the other ones in your diet. You can eat pork, but just make sure you are getting those others. So I have 5 grams of that a day, 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of this. This is the only one of these that I have that's flavoured. It just takes the edge off. This is Berry Blast. Yeah, it just takes that, just makes it a little bit easier to get down in the morning. Next, my arm's aching a bit here, but we've got beta-alanine. It's another amino acid. Basically, this combines with L-histamine to form carnosine, and basically that in your muscles, that allows your muscles to work harder, stops lactic acid build-up. So yeah, you're just going to be able to train that little bit harder, and especially when I'm in this cut, it means I can push myself. And that's 4 grams of that in the morning. If you have this, you'll notice your skin, your whole body tingles. It's really uncomfortable for about an hour, but it's just normal, and then that's not going to hurt you. Last, not least, we're going to move on to HMB, which stands for beta-hydroxybeta-methylbutyrate. Basically, what this is going to help with This is another amino acid, and it's from the breakdown of the amino acid leucine. And this is going to help us with to stop tissue breakdown and also aid in repair. There's also some studies that say it helps with lean mass gains, but others that say it don't. So that's that, and we'll have 3 grams of that a day. Basically, this is probably the most disgusting one. It's water. It just doesn't mix in. It's basically waterproof. So yeah, I have a lot of hassle getting that down. And that's my supplementation. Oh, not forgetting. How can any bodybuilder forget? It's got just my general protein. Basically, protein, you don't have to take a protein shakes. I just use it as like I would any food. It's got pretty much about the same breakdown as what a chicken breast would. Probably a little bit more fat and a little bit more carbs, but not by much. So you just use that as food. I'll just go through what I think what my basics are when I haven't got much money. The supplements that I always make sure I've got in. First up, we've got our multivitamin. Always have one of them. Creatine, it's cheap. The camera's about to die, but creatine, it's cheap. You might as well take it all year round. 5 grams of that a day. Again, cheap green tea. That, and finally the fish oil. That's help with all your joints, especially if you're squatting or doing heavy lifts. It's really going to help you. So that's my supplementation. I hope that helped you out, and I'll catch you later, guys.